up, everybody? Welcome to the Mark and Kay Show.
Welcome. The lights is on and we here.
Guys, we are so excited. Today we got a dope show for you. This is episode 2, and we got some funky and some fun things we're going to be talking about. We're going to be discussing sex. Oh my God, sex from the back, from the front, live sex, doggy style, nasty sex, just sex. We're also going to be touching on the importance of sex in a relationship. So we have some people that contacted us, some questions that was sent out concerning just feedback on relationships and sex and how it plays an importance in a relationship. So we're definitely going to go ahead and provide feedback on that topic. We're also going to discuss this restaurant Mark and Kay went to. The food, was it disgusting, nasty? Oh my God, did we enjoy it? Was it horrible, Mark? But we're going to get and talk about that. But first, we're going to talk about our topic that's for today, which is dating while black.
Dating while black. So before we hit you with it, we're going to start out with a quote from a Chicago writer, Justin Sebert. Justin says, "For professional black women seeking black men on the same plane, scarcity is a struggle." Now, I'm going to say it again because I always say it twice. It says, "For professional black women seeking black men on the same plane, scarcity is a struggle." Now, let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's a pretty dope quote. Like, good for somebody to get into, but go ahead, tell us about it, Mark.
So it starts off with black women going to college, black women becoming professionals, black women doing a whole lot. And then we got black men who, when you see us nowadays, we don't seem to be on the same level as black women. And when I say it, I don't mean all black men. I definitely don't mean all black men. I'm just talking about majority and minority right now. The quote finished with, "Black women are leagues ahead of black men educationally, professionally, and financially. We're still navigating the prison industrial complex. Black women are going to school and getting degrees."
Oh, wow, that's pretty deep. So, like, basically, what do you take from that? Like, what do you think that quote is saying to start us off with really quick?
Well, the problem is, as black men, we're still, instead of going to college, we're going to prison.
Oh, wow.
You know? And a lot of us, we still have a mentality that we grew up with, and that when it's time to date, we don't seem to be on the same level as women. Black women, all kind of women. And, you know, I've asked the question, you know, what happens when the man is not on the same boat as the woman when it comes financially, mentally, and they're trying to date each other?
All right, before I go into that, Mark, I just want to make sure our followers, we want to shout out our sponsors before we go into details and go ahead and discuss this topic. Shout out to Love Monkey. They're our sponsors for again this week. If you want to check them out, you can follow them on Instagram at The Love Monkey, on IG. Also, if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you come in and you tap us and let us know what topics you want to talk about, some things you want to go over. You're going to email us at the Mark and Kay Show. All right, Mark.
MarkandKayShow@gmail.com.
So basically, you were saying that the problem with black men dating while black is that black men are not on our damn level. Is that really what you're saying? And that's
definitely not what I'm saying.
Y'all ain't got enough money.
That is what Justin said. Mark didn't say it. Justin said it.
So Justin basically said that black men now, while they're dating, they're not on black women level, and that's what's causing their own insecurities, you think, while dating?
I don't actually think it's causing insecurity. It's causing an unsurety. We, as black men, we have a mindset that we've been going through all our lives, and some of it comes from being spoiled.
Oh, that's really deep.
Right,
now,
by mom.
Can I touch on that?
Yes.
It's like, so being spoiled by who? Could you elaborate? Like, is that?
Well, most of it starts with being spoiled by mom. Then it starts being spoiled when you first start dating. you find a woman kind of like mom, and when she starts spoiling you, it all becomes a mentality.
So that's like, and just to go into details, the great topic today, guys. Don't forget today, episode 2, we're talking about dating while black. And this is an important topic for us because, me and Mark have both been on a dating scene before and we know what it is. And as a black woman, I'm just going to give you kind of my insight on what we go through while we're dating black men. First of all, black men lack a lot of leadership. And that's a comment and that's a concern that me and you have discussed before. Just in general, with our black men, they lack leadership. And for us black women, we're strong-minded. We're career-oriented. We're career-driven. We are providers. We take care of our kids. So our mindset is so, let's get this shit done. Where black men, they're not always on our level. They're, as far as maturity, you got these men who are older in their age, and they're basically not doing anything with their lives. And so when they step to us, we are already so eager to dismiss them, and we don't want to give them a try, that we're just like, listen, hey, you ain't where you need to be. F that. I'm not about to deal with the drama or deal with you, or I'm not going to raise a man. What's that songwriter?
I don't know.
She basically said, I can't raise a man, and that's how I felt. Just my personal day in life.
Well, it's factual, but at the same time, it's some women. I just watched a movie, and the man, he was providing and taking care of himself and providing for the woman. The man lost his job. Okay, man lost his job, and the man was out a job 3 weeks, and then about 3 weeks, and the woman,
he had no job for 3 weeks.
The woman came to him, and she was like nagging at him and fussing at him. He like, baby, it's just been 3 weeks, and she was like, but you ain't did this for 3 weeks. Well, we ain't did this. It's time. And eventually, she ended up walking out on him. Right. Man ended up going get him a job and get him a better woman than what he had in her.
Wait. So the man, he left her. Wait, hold on. So
she left him.
She left him.
Right.
Because he didn't have a job after 3 weeks.
Right.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. So in those 3 weeks, it's not about she left him. It's about what were you doing as a man in those 3 weeks? Because see, the problem is with black men is society has taught them that they are not the head of our households. And so society makes black men feel that, okay, going back to our first episode, if you guys remember, all of our listeners, if you guys remember our first episode, we talked about the programming and growth, and we talked about Section 8 and the Section 8 program and how those programs were implemented into the black community and the Latino and, the ghetto to keep our people down. So if you ever know anything about Section 8, right, they remove the man from the household. Okay, so that's number one. They remove a man from the household. So if the head is removed from the household, how can you survive, right? So that's their way of removing our men to keep our women where we need to be kept at, because our men are gone. If I cut your head off right now, how could you lead us? You can't.
And I agree with you, and that's deep. That's deep. Section 8 whole thing, taking the man out the house. You can't be on Section 8. We can't give you this if you got this other income coming in. That's very deep.
Right.
But at the same time, I almost disagree with the fact that we've been taught not to be the head of the household. First of all,
how even just before you say that, Mark, even with slavery, bro, what did they do? They took the men from the household in slavery and they shipped the women off. They kept us separated from each other. And this is something that we have grown over and over with from our ancestors, from our roots of feeling and knowing that we are men and women, black men and women, are separated.
I also understand that, but in the midst of all that, the black man still had what his forefathers taught him and crested in him. For instance, I grew up in the projects in the hood, but I also had my father as the head of the household. Now, did my mother do most of the things around the house, and did we see her more than him? Yes, we did. Why? Because he was out there being the breadwinner, bringing home the money.
Okay, so that's back in the days, right? The black men went out and they were breadwinners, but they still, you know what? They were removed from the home. Because if I'm a breadwinner and you guys, I'm going out here working every day and I'm doing these odd jobs and I got to work 2 and 3 and 4 jobs, right? You're constantly at work. So you grew up in a 2-parent household, but you just said, my father went out and took care of what he needed to take care of, which means he was not in the home. So it was hard for him to control and to raise sons and men in the proper way if he wasn't there. And that's what I'm saying. When we going back to dating while black, these are some things that we as black women have to understand, that we want these men to know things that they were never originally taught.
Right.
We want them to come in and say, hey, listen, I want you to do this, that, and that's what it is. And if you don't know what to do, I'm getting the hell away from you and I'm out of here.
Right. And that comes down to, and that's a good point, because a lot of us wasn't taught what we supposed to do when it comes to dating. We wasn't taught how to date. I mean, when we grew up, all we wanted was the booty. You know, that's it.
We
see the
that's
woman,
true.
we want the booty. That's it. That's all. Well, hey, did you get with your friends after you went and not dated her after you met her somewhere? Did you hit it?
Well, I think that's maybe your era, because if you go back a little bit further in times, remember, men would pull out a chair for a woman.
That's a long time ago, Kay.
But times, yeah, you're right. Granted, times have changed,
right?
But somewhat. But times have changed, but it goes again to your upbringing and what type of father figure you have, because you had to understand what was instilled into you. And so everybody was different. Some people grew up, what my grandma used to call, some people was raised right.
Right. And I must say that I was raised right. I
mean, wait, but you had some flaws, Mark.
I'm saying my dad's been married to my mom 50 plus years, and that's all I knew was my dad and my mom. So that's all I saw.
But did you know the proper way to date a woman?
No, that's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
I didn't it's about your surroundings too. Because me and my friends, we didn't want to date. Right. First of all, dating costs too much, and that's another thing that they put on black. Wait, I'm going there. That was another issue with the black dating. Women get there, they want to order what they want, and when they go with a black man, and we gonna be real today. When they go to black man, he looking at the chick, looking at her food, trying to see, is this right? And the black man looking, and she ordering extra to take home for the mom.
God.
We ain't about that life.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is that you guys as black men, you can afford a lot of times to take us to these places. So when you do, you want us to order and be within your budget. No, bro, it does not work like that. If I'm used to, and every woman is different. If I'm used to, going to high-end restaurants or eating served foods, when I go with you, don't expect me to order burgers and fries off the menu, bro. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to order what I'm accustomed to.
And let me tell you why some of us are like that. Because we're used to going out with chicks who's just trying to eat the most expensive thing, then they won't call you the next day. We're used to chicks who trying to go out with us. We want to spend your money, buy us a drink, do this, do that. Then the next time we see you, you act like, hey, how you doing? You with another dude. So that's how we grew up. Like, man, what that man say? Chris Brown, he say, these hoes ain't loyal. And that's the mentality we had. Was these females, they not loyal, so we gonna spend all this money on you and do this. And I must say, it's not the fact that we don't want to do what the other cultures are doing, and it's not the fact that we can't do what the other cultures are doing. It's just how we were brought up and how women have did this. And I'm not just trying to throw it back off on the women, but I'm saying that it has to do with some of the play. It was how you were brought up, what you saw in your household, how when you and your boys get together, man, she trifling. Don't spend your money on it. Just get the booty and move on.
But it also, Mark, and I'm sorry to cut you off. It's just really about your environment and the people that you're hanging with. A guy told me, I remember I was dating a guy once, and he was doing very well for himself financially. And I used to come with him with this thought and say, all men cheat. And I used to say, listen, I'm not dealing with nobody. I'm not giving up, shit for nobody, because they gonna do you dirty no matter what. And one day he told me, he said, Kay, you look at it like, oh, wealthy men cheat. He said, wealthy and poor men cheat. He said, cheating is not a financial thing.
Right.
He said, it's way more to that. He said, but what I will tell you is that you guys, as black women, you have to come out of, when you're dating somebody, you're labeling them based on what they have. So you can't label me as a good man based on how much money I have or what kind of car I drive, because I can fool you. And see, the thing is that going back to what you were saying about all these things that y'all learned growing up, these men and these, people that you date, you got to think, to them, it's not, what the saying is not tricking if you got it.
Right.
And so for y'all looking like, oh, these women, I'm scared of dating them because they want to take advantage. But for a person that has it, sometimes a lot of these guys don't even care if you take advantage.
Right.
But it's hard for us as women to take y'all seriously and give our all, because we know you guys have multiple women flaunting for you. So, that's the crazy thing. And it's Serena Williams. Listen, Serena Williams, she's dating a white man right now. And she goes on to say, we read that the state of most black men is so low. The only thing you can do is love them. They're like a poor homeless dog. You can't expect them to protect you. You can only shelter and love and watch as our neighbor's pit bull protects his home and family. So you know what she is saying by that? The fucked up part about black men.
First of all, this hurt my feelings. Because
she's being honest though.
Wait. Black men love Serena. We talking Serena with the thick thighs and the calves, and we talking Serena that we don't even like tennis, but we gonna watch it if Serena on there just so we can see her in the little skirt. Serena, we talking Serena in the restaurant kissing Drake in the back. We talking this Serena that has went online and dogged out the black man.
I don't think she dogs you guys. I think what Serena is basically saying, that the reason she dated outside of her race is because you men don't protect us anymore.
Wait, but she said we like the poor homeless dog.
Yeah, you got to understand the metaphor. What she's saying, like, you guys you're not protectors. You're like the homeless dog, the stray dog that's on the street.
That we need you to save us.
No, not need us. But what she's saying is that other cultures, if you look, they're protecting their women. They're covering their women. They're being providers for their women. They're not putting so much on us. They're being fathers. And don't get me wrong, black men are great fathers, and that's not a topic here nor there because we're discussing dating. But what I'm saying is that all this goes with dating, and dating leads to relationships. And most women are scared to take dating seriously with black men because they lack these basic credentials.
So look, Serena went on to say, I stopped playing with boys when I stopped dating black guys.
Damn. Damn. What's that other singer name? She stopped dating black people. The one from DMX.
I don't know.
The black rapper. The girl. She not.
She was with Rough
DMX,
Riders.
Rough Riders. What was her name?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Mia? No, that
her
was
name was
Master
not
P.
Mia.
No, Mia.
But you know who I'm talking about. She stopped dating black guys.
I don't. That was her prerogative, but. The woman said, I stopped playing with boys when I stopped dating black guys. So that didn't sit right with me, when I read it. So I went on to read a little more of this Serena thing, and it says, I would have the money and they would have the sex. I would teach them things, all the things a woman likes, or all the things a woman likes a man to do. I would end up doing for them. Then, if we would get into an argument, there would be a role reversal. All of a sudden, they would be the man, want the respect of a king in his castle.
Did you catch what she just said?
Okay, I'm saying.
Oh my God, did you catch it, Mark?
I did.
Okay.
But at the same time, she said, I stopped playing with boys when I stopped dating black guys. First of all black guys aren't boys is what I disagree with her with. And during her interview, she kept reiterating that all black men were like boys. She even talked about Oprah and her husband, Stedman.
Yeah.
That's his name.
What did she say?
And she said that Oprah would be married with children if she didn't date a black man right now.
Right.
And her point was because we're so complacent and because we're childish and because they have to take care of us, we can't grow. We're not the head of our household. We don't want the women to be happy. You know, all this stuff was what but she was serious.
No, I believe her, but you got to think, like, you know, I am all for black love. I love, black couples, black people. I love, you know, I'm just so into the shit, you know, but my point is that when we step outside our own personal bias on the whole black thing, we got to understand a lot of our men in our culture, they do lack some of these basic skills when it comes to dating women. You know, when it comes to calling now and saying, you know, hey, would you like for me to take you out? You know, most black men, they don't go to pick you up no more. You know, when me and you first started dating, it took us 6 months.
Hold on.
Don't tell nobody. It took us 6 months to go on our first date, and I think it had got to the point where
Shout
I was
out to Marco Polo represent for the fellas.
No, that's not represent fellas. Do not take it from Marco Polo, because I was on my way out the damn door, like, and I kept voicing to him how I felt, and you know, he would say, "Oh, I'm not ready," and he took dating as a relationship, and it was like, no, I'm not forcing you to get in a relationship with me. I'm asking for the basic things: to pick me up, to take me to dinner, to take me to a movie. You know what I mean? If I need something, you know, be there. And those are relationship things, being a provider. But just the basic things I needed from you that you weren't willing to give me. And that's why so many women are afraid to go into dating our men, because they're fucking afraid, Mark.
I actually wasn't afraid to date, to be honest. You know, just talking about myself. I wasn't used to dating. You know, I didn't have to date. You know?
Before you say that, great transition. Marco Polo. That was a great transition, y'all. But before Marco go into that point, which I know he's about to make, guys, we want to remember that we have some more dope things going for you for the rest of the show. Don't forget, we're going to tell you about this restaurant we went to. Was the food disgusting? Oh my God, what the hell did they give us? And lastly, we have some questions and some topics that our readers sent us through Facebook, guys. We have some questions on basically people giving their personal opinion on sex. Stay tuned, because we're going to get to that. All right, Mark, you want to go ahead and finish this topic?
But I was just going to say, we're going to wrap this up, but I was going to say the mentality, women have taken on the men's mentality. And they
have no choice.
Right, but they turned into the vultures. You know, when
choice.
When I grew up, we were the vultures. And now women have become the vultures and have caused, you know, sexy, educated brothers like myself to not have to go out and date, you know, because the women, we don't have to date. They don't want to date anymore. They just want the booty, you know.
Oh, so women now, you're saying in the dating process that women just want sex?
Most of them.
So so a lot of women, you're basically saying, we don't really care about going to dinners. We don't care about movies.
Let me clear this up. Sorry, let me clear this up real quick.
Please clear this up for us, Marco Polo.
That the women doesn't care about dating. What I'm saying is the women have, and maybe this ties into the black man thing, they have lowered what they were taught to deal with guys and who don't want to date and be like, okay, well, I'll adjust to what you got going on. Hey, I'll hang out here with you. Then, you know, maybe we go back and do this and that. You know, so they've actually, because society is like it is, they've lowered their standards kind of, sort of.
Right.
And so it made the men be like, well, hey, I ain't got to date you.
Right.
Because I can go to her.
The booty. Yeah, that's I've seen that, and that's definitely true. So I'll give you your props on that.
Right, I can go to her.
We are definitely vulture, because I think I went through that period in my personal life where it was like, I didn't need a relationship. I didn't need anything. I was trying to hit it and quit it, just like you. So we were tied together.
What?
If all you wanted to do, guys, Mark is finding out for the first time that I was okay with hitting it and quitting it. But oh God, that was a great conversation, guys. If you like what we were talking about and you want to go into it more in depth, guys, make sure you email us at the Mark and K Show. But while we're talking about relationships, you know, usually in relationship, in dating, it leads to relationships, and with relationships comes a lot of responsibility, a lot of back and forth communication, but one major thing is the sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things. I didn't think you knew the words.
Let's talk about sex.
She don't know the words to no song.
So we had we posted this topic on our social media page, and we wanted some viewers and some of our followers to just give us some feedback on sex in a relationship. And one of the question was how important is sex in your relationship? So Mark, how important is it to you, bro?
Well, sex.
Well, he got tongue twisted. You better tell these people the truth.
Well, sex it's a two-way street. It depends on one, it's a whole bunch of streets. If you're a woman or if you're a man, if you're married, if you're single, what your mindset is, all of these things have to do with sex in a relationship. So from a man's point of view, of course, a man wants to have sex in his relationship.
Okay.
Now, do I think we can go more days without it, more, a week or two before the woman?
So your stamina, you saying that?
No, I'm not. No. I'm saying, okay, take premarital, especially if you one of those people who want to practice abstinence, then that's a difference. And if you're with somebody who don't want to practice it, then, it can work out. They just got to get on the same page.
Oh my God! But Mark, those are conversations that most people should have before they decide to go into a full relationship. Don't get me in a relationship and then say, "Hey, I want to go abstinence and you want to do this." No, these are conversations that's the problem.
But the quarterback did it.
What quarterback?
With the singer.
Oh, Sierra and Russell? No, that's probably, we don't know what happened.
Now, I know he hit it.
No.
And then they got him real good.
But that's a mutual agreement.
And they came and said, you know what? This too good. We need to save this for marriage.
But that's a mutual agreement that two people have to come to. You cannot get into a relationship. And that's the problem going back to dating. We do not have these realistic conversations before we become committed to each other. For me, I want sex. I want it Monday through Friday through Sunday. I want it all the time. I want it nasty. I want it in the back of cars. I want it inside insurance companies.
Dog.
I want it inside Burger King. I want it on the head. I want it. Listen, baby, we could be eating tacos and I'll have the taco in one mouth and I want sex in another. That's just me because I believe that sex binds people. And they say that's not true. It's not about.
It's definitely not true.
Yes, it is, baby.
No, it does not.
And for most women, we ask the question on our social media, when we reach a certain age, we want a lot more sex than you guys because you guys get that limp thing, erectile dysfunction.
Libido.
Where it does not work. And then you guys want us to be sitting there like being understanding, but we're like horn dogs at a certain age, so we're ready to jump up on it like a puppy, and you guys try to make it like we're being too horny when the issue is really y'all.
Right, but at the same time, some women need sex to build their self-esteem, to say, because if a man's not having sex, it must be something wrong with me. I'm like, no, it ain't you. Some people just don't want to have sex as much in their relationship. It ain't got nothing to do with your self-esteem, how you look, how you want. One thing, and from a personal thing, too much is too much. I want to ration it. I need, once you're married, then you can have sex with a taco in your hand and a cheeseburger.
See, but that's the problem. Like, people think that the things that you do when you're in a relationship defer when you become married. It actually gets worse. And we're not married, and I understand that, but I've dealt and talked to a lot of married people.
When you gonna propose?
No, when you gonna propose? Y'all see this? I'm getting tired of his shit. But honestly, we think, like, people think when they're dating, then when they have kids, it'll make the relationship better. Or, if there's something going wrong in a relationship portion, getting into a marriage is not going to make it better, because marriage is 10 times harder than relationships. Because in a relationship, you can always at any point walk away. When you're married, I'm stuck to your ass. I'm not personally walking away. We're going to fight this thing out. So if I need you to hump on me 5 times a day, please hump on me.
So when we get married,
how
many times you want me to hump?
We
10?
hump it more because when you're married with a person between see a lot of things. If if you are going biblical, which some people do and some people don't, but there's some things that you don't explore in a relationship because you save those things for your husband or your wife.
Well, I just want to point out the fact that having sex over and over and over doesn't mean the relationship is healthy.
No,
And
it
not
doesn't, but it
having
makes
sex-
it damn good. But it's healthy. I eat my
But
vegetables.
at
I
the
want to be
same
healthy.
time, not
hell?
having sex doesn't mean the relationship is unhealthy. Just because you don't have sex as much
So
as you
when a
want.
man doesn't have sex with his girlfriend or wife on a regular basis, what is that saying?
What do you mean? What is it saying?
Tell me. So as a man, if you're not having sex with me, out of 7 days a week and we're having sex once a week, what is that saying about our relationship? And not just personally us, I'm just saying in general, what is that saying about a couple's relationship?
It depends. Now, and I go back to being married. I know you don't like it, but if I'm married to you and you say how long?
Every day?
No. You say how long we going, and we married right now, and we only having sex how many times?
Once, 1 day a week. And
One
we're in
day
a
a week,
relationship.
and we're married.
And we're married. Okay.
We're married. See, I think that's different, because like you say, if I'm married, a woman's supposed to give it up to me, and I'm supposed to give it to her good. I think that's what the words say.
That's what the word says.
Is that what it say?
St.
But-
John 3, chapter 3:14.
But-
Give it to her good.
But at the same time, some men, I know y'all don't believe it in life, but some men want to save some of that stuff for marriage. They don't want to boom, boom.
Oh,
man, you don't wanna hear
bullshit,
it.
Mark. I've never heard and definitely not a black man, say he want to save some things for marriage. Now, I've heard that from women. So, that says a lot about a man. If he is in a relationship and he's like, listen, some things I don't want to explore with you as my girlfriend. I want to explore it to you as a wife. So, guys, we're going to tie it up. If you want to get more into this discussion, make sure you follow us on IG at the Mark N. K Show. We're giving away some tickets to our Black Couples Retreat that's going to be held February the 15th at Aloft Hotel in the Galleria in Houston. If you want to go, we're giving away some free tickets. All you have to do is message us on our DM in Instagram and say, hey Kay, hey Mark. We're giving away 2 free tickets. And really quick, in this package, you're going to get a king size bed for you and your partner. You're gonna get a free ticket for 2 to our Turn Up Welcome Party,
Turn Up.
which has music. You're gonna get dinner for 2. You're also gonna be invited to our couples pool party and game night, which is gonna be held at the hotel pool. There is going to be open bar for you at that point. And then that Sunday, we're having our workout session and fun session. So if you want to go, make sure you follow us on I'm Mark and Kay Show on IG. Guys, thank you for discussing sex with us. Before we cut that topic, listen, I like to fuck. Mark don't like to. He want to be married.
What?
Bouncing on my booty.
Hey, chill,
Yeah,
man.
I want the
Watch
real
your
takedown.
mouth.
I want it. Oh, baby, I like it raw. All right, guys. So listen, we want to tell you guys that we went to this restaurant where was the restaurant, Mark? Just before we like to end our show.
Stafford, the shopping center in Stafford. Shopping center, the little shopping center. I think it's called Stafford Shopping Center.
Yeah, we're not going to tell the name because we both our opinion is really biased on the situation.
But I will say they sell tacos, burritos.
It was a Mexican restaurant. I see. I'm not big on
Tum,
Mexican
tum,
food.
tum, tum,
It-
tum,
oh,
tum,
really?
tum,
Really?
tum,
Really?
So you can figure it out, baby. There's only one over there.
So we heard they had some really. Oh, Mark, grow up.
sorry.
You're a grown man. We heard they had some really good reviews, but when I got there, it made my stomach hurt so bad that I was like dookie for like.
Don't say that, Kay. That's nasty. Ladies, that don't dookie. That man don't want to have sex with you if he know you dookie.
My stomach was messed up, guys.
Retarded.
So for me, I gave it a K's thumbs down.
Well, look at here. I'm all about the Mexican food. And, if I don't like food, I don't like it. Let me tell you something. I ordered the enchiladas, beef enchiladas, that is. If you're visiting over there in the Stafford area and you want to stop by, it's a Mexican restaurant. They have enchiladas, however you want to say it. I got the beef with the gyro beans and the Spanish rice. And it was so amazing that I couldn't stop eating.
Oh,
and
my
the lady
God.
behind the bar was like, "You hungry?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I want to save and take it home and eat it for dinner." That's how good it was. I didn't want to cook nothing. I want to eat the same thing for dinner. And so
It
what
was
I
that
did,
good.
it was that good. I wrapped it up and I took K's. What
Oh
you
my
had?
God, you took mine too because I hated it.
What
I
you
didn't like
had?
it. I don't know. It
Some
was like chicken.
or
I
something.
don't
She
know.
had some
It was
marinated,
disgusting.
whatever it was. I added that to mine. It was so
Disgusting.
good. So I would say I give it a mark up if you ever in the Stafford area and you stop over there in
Off
that
of
little shopping
59.
center.
So it's right off of 59 where if you're in the city of Houston, guys, so we know we talk to people from all over the world. If you're in the city of Houston, you're going to go off of 59 in Stafford. There is a Mexican restaurant right there in that plaza. I give it a thumbs down. Mark gives it a thumbs up. We want you guys to
I
make
give
the
it
choice.
2 thumbs up.
Guys, we want you to make your choice. Well, listen, we're going to wrap up today. Thank you for talking with us. We discussed today sex in a relationship,
Let's
whether it's
talk
good,
about
bad,
sex,
nasty, from the front,
baby.
from the back.
Let's talk
We
about-
also talked about dating while black, and then we gave you guys some updates on our best funky restaurant, and the food was disgusting to me, but Mark liked it. Guys, make sure you tune in for episode 3 and follow us on all of our social media outlets. Peace.
Peace.